defining line between a feeder and a branch circuit centers on the location of the overcurrent protection device. A feeder serves as a circuit that transports electrical power from a power source, such as a service panel or a generator, to a distribution point. This distribution point could be a subpanel, a distribution board, or another piece of equipment that further divides the electrical power into smaller circuits. Conversely, a branch circuit is a circuit that carries electrical power from a distribution point directly to a utilization point. A utilization point is where electrical energy is used by equipment, appliances, lighting fixtures, or other electrical loads. The key difference lies in where the overcurrent protection device is situated. For a feeder, the overcurrent protection device, such as a circuit breaker or a fuse, is positioned at the feeder's origin. This means the overcurrent protection device is located at the point where the feeder begins its path from the power source. This device is designed to protect the feeder conductors from overloads and short circuits that may occur along the feeder's length. For a branch circuit, the overcurrent protection device is located at the point where the branch circuit originates, which is at the distribution point. This device protects the branch circuit conductors and the electrical loads connected to the branch circuit from overcurrent conditions. To further clarify, consider a simple electrical system. Imagine a main service panel receiving power from the utility company. From the main service panel, a large conductor runs to a subpole located in a detached garage. This conductor is a feeder. At the main service panel, a circuit breaker protects this feeder. The subpanel in the garage acts as a distribution point. From this subpanel, several smaller conductors run to individual outlets and lighting fixtures. These smaller conductors are branch circuits. Each branch circuit is protected by a circuit breaker located in a subpanel. The feeder supplies power to the entire subpanel, while the branch circuits supply power to specific loads. Understanding this distinction is crucial for proper electrical system design, installation, and maintenance. Firstly, it ensures that the correct size and type of conductors are used for each circuit. Feeders typically carry larger amounts of current than branch circuits, so they require larger conductors. Secondly, it ensures that the appropriate overcurrent protection devices are selected to protect the conductors and equipment from overcurrent conditions. Thirdly, it facilitates troubleshooting and fault isolation. When an overcurrent condition occurs, knowing whether the problem is in a feeder or a branch circuit helps to narrow down the search for the source of the problem. Furthermore, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific requirements for feeders and branch circuits. These requirements address conductor sizing, overcurrent protection, grounding, and other safety considerations. It is essential to comply with the NEC to ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. For example, NEC Table 310.16 provides ampacity ratings for various conductor sizes and insulation types. This table is used to determine the appropriate conductor size for a given load. NEC Section 210 covers branch circuits, outlining the requirements for branch circuit voltage, amperage, and the types of loads that can be connected to a branch circuit. NEC Section 215 covers feeders, outlining the requirements for feeder sizing, overcurrent protection, and voltage drop. Moreover, the location of the overcurrent protection device is not the only factor that distinguishes a feeder from a branch circuit. Other factors include the voltage level, the type of load served, and the method of wiring. Feeders may operate at higher voltage levels than branch circuits, especially in commercial and industrial applications. This is because higher voltage levels allow for the transmission of power over longer distances with less voltage drop. Feeders may also serve a variety of loads, including lighting, power outlets, and motor loads. Branch circuits typically serve specific types of loads, such as lighting fixtures, appliances, or individual pieces of equipment. The method of wiring can also differentiate a feeder from a branch circuit. Feeders are typically wired using conduit or cable, while branch circuits may be wired using conduit, cable, or individual wires. In addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may apply to feeders and branch circuits. These standards and regulations may vary depending on the location and the type of electrical system. It is important to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or electrician to ensure that the electrical system complies with all applicable requirements. A common misconception is that a feeder is always a large conductor and a branch circuit is always a small conductor. While this is often the case, it is not always true. The size of the conductor depends on the amount of current it is expected to carry. A branch circuit that supplies a large motor may require a larger conductor than a feeder that supplies a small lighting panel. Another misconception is that a feeder is always upstream of a branch circuit. While this is generally true, there are exceptions. In some cases, a feeder may tap off of a branch circuit to supply power to another load. This is commonly done in commercial buildings where multiple tenants share a common electrical system. For example, consider a strip mall with several retail stores. Each store has its own branch circuits that supply power to its lighting outlets and equipment. The main electrical panel for the strip mall receives power from the utility company through a service entrance. From the main panel, feeders run to each store's electrical panel. In each store's panel, branch circuits distribute power to the various loads. In this scenario, the feeder supplies power to the entire store, while the branch circuits supply power to specific areas within the store. Now, let's consider a scenario where a feeder taps off of a branch circuit. Suppose one of the retail stores wants to install a new piece of equipment that requires a dedicated circuit. Instead of running a new branch circuit all the way back to the store's electrical panel, they may tap off of an existing branch circuit that has sufficient capacity. This tap creates a new feeder that supplies power to the new equipment. In this case, the feeder is downstream of the original branch circuit. Understanding the relationship between feeders and branch circuits is essential for electrical safety. Improperly sized or installed feeders and branch circuits can lead to overheating, fires, and electrical shock. It is important to always consult with a qualified electrician when working with electrical systems. Moreover, regular inspection and maintenance of electrical systems are crucial for preventing problems. Over time, connections can loosen, insulation can degrade, and overcurrent protection devices can fail. Regular inspection and maintenance can identify and address these problems before they lead to more serious issues. In addition to the technical aspects of feeders and branch circuits, there are also economic considerations. The cost of installing and maintaining feeders and branch circuits can be significant. It is important to carefully consider the design of the electrical system to minimize costs without compromising safety or reliability. For example, using energy-efficient lighting and equipment can reduce the overall load on the electrical system, allowing for smaller conductors and overcurrent protection devices. This can result in significant cost savings over the lifespan of the electrical system. Furthermore, proper planning and coordination are essential for ensuring a successful electrical installation. This includes obtaining the necessary permits, coordinating with the utility company, and scheduling inspections. Failure to properly plan and coordinate can lead to delays, cost overruns, and even legal problems. In conclusion, the distinction between a feeder and a branch circuit lies in the location of the overcurrent protection device and the role each plays in distributing power. Feeders carry power from the source to distribution points, while branch circuits carry power from distribution points to utilization points. Understanding this distinction is crucial for proper electrical system design, installation, maintenance, and safety.